I guess I'm starting maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. How excited are you to get next week?
I'm excited. I mean, it's crazy. You always think at the end of the season how, man, we gotta wait so long for next season, and I feel like it was yesterday that we were sitting there in Clearwater, and here we are. So, but I'm excited about this group. We've worked really, really hard. Proud of the staff, just getting the guys prepared, and the kids have been unbelievable. The new kids have been a breath of fresh air. They have really bought in. The culture is really on the up and up, and the talent level is there. So it's just been really exciting to be around this group of kids. It's been a fun group of kids to work with, and I'm excited to see them go out and compete. And I know they're chomping at the bit. And we've talked this week a lot about just being present and worrying about today, and utilizing every day that we have until next Friday. I know we're all jacked up. I mean, I got to do it myself. Like I'm excited, but we gotta make today the most important day of our season and do that. So we've had to fight a little bit of that, but the last 2 weekends of inter squads have been great. Excited where we're at, and like in terms of being in shape and pitchers doing what they need to do. But we've been hitting the ball well, and it's been really good. So I mean, I'm excited.
One of those new faces is John Rice Plumlee. How did you work with Coach Gus Malzahn in that recruiting process to bring him to UCF?
Yeah, just obviously we had played him last year, so we obviously knew who he was in terms of a baseball player. So once he was in the portal and football reached out, Gus reached out and just said, hey, what you got on John Rice Plumlee? So I mean, obviously we had room on our roster, and obviously a super athletic kid. So we just got in the mix, started having conversations with them, and just dealing with our side of the sport. Just worried about baseball, and let Gus do his thing, and but gave him all the information, gave JRP all the information that he needed about our program, what we were about, and what we could do for him, and how we could help, and and then obviously it worked out, and he's been awesome. I mean, the things that people said about him were, the one thing I can guarantee you is that he will make your team better, just from being around, and from day one, like you would have thought he was here all year. He's a super energetic personality, but fit right in with our guys. And again, if you walked out there right now, it doesn't seem like he's a new kid. He seems like he's been here all fall with us. So he fit right in, and has been working hard, and we'll see what happens.
How can you make him better?
What's his waiver status?
Yeah, it's we're working on it, so it hasn't been determined yet. So we should know, hopefully in the next 24 to 48 hours. But you know how that is with the NCAA. It could be in 5 minutes, or it could be in 3 days. Like, I don't know. But they did tell us that we should hear something in the next 24 to 48 hours. We're hoping.
How can you said make him better. How can you and your team make him better?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the things that we talk about and the things that are important to us, the way that we coach and develop kids from an offensive standpoint, means obviously got a skill set that's, very good. I mean, he's obviously very fast. He can play defense. He has really good bat speed, and it's just refining the swing. And especially for him, it's difficult because he doesn't swing a bat in a competitive setting, at least for 7 or 8 months, and that's really hard. And so just getting the amount of reps and getting him, from all the things that we do, from VR to just the drill set that we do to try to make his swing more game ready and more playable. And I think, again, what his swing looked like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago is different than what it looks like, or a month ago looks different than it does now. So he's done a great job of really trying to play catch up, because a lot of things we do in the fall are a lot of the foundational pieces of our offense, and so he has had to come in and try to get a crash course in that. But he's asked a ton of questions. He's always trying to get better and trying to figure it out and catch up. So I mean, just an aptitude of being able to be coachable and learn and then be able to take it from day to day. And some guys are like 51st dates, where you work on something and they get it and they show up the next day and it's like they forgot everything that you worked on yesterday. And so he has a real high aptitude of learning and really taking in the information and being able to repeat it really quickly.
When we talked to the guys a few minutes ago, the one common theme when asking about pitching stuff was Connor Stain, the transfer from Maryland. What have you been seeing from him? One of the guys said his stuff is electric.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. he is and he's probably the most talented pitcher that we've ever had here since I've been here in terms of stuff. Obviously he doesn't have the experience that some of the other guys have, but I mean, he's been 92 to 97 with 4 pitches that are all plus pitches. He's got a great body. Been awesome for us in terms of in the team culture, to his work ethic, to really buying into the things that we believe in. I mean, mental game, and it's just continuing to grow. I mean, the video that you watched last year, there were some days where he'd be up to like 93. There'd be days where he was 88. I mean, I think he was 88 to 90. He started against ECU in the regional, and they had to come out of the losers bracket and try to beat him twice, and stuff was just okay. And he really built some confidence in the Cape, and it's just continued to uptick every outing in the fall. 92, 93, 93, 94, 95, 96, like just keeps upticking, and he's come out in the off season, did a great job keeping all that work, and I mean, right out of the gate he's been with plus stuff, and I'm interested to see how he handles the grind of the season, and we got to make sure that we take care of him. I don't want him to get up to 110 innings or something like that. Like I think the most innings he's ever thrown is like 30 or something like that. So we got to be careful with that, and just how he handles, how his body reacts to that. But he's worked really hard. He's in great shape. Like he's got a professional body. So I'm really excited. I mean, he steps right in, and obviously looks like he's going to be in the rotation. And but a legit arm in this league, a legit arm in the country, and I'm expecting big things out of him this year.
Speaking of the rotation, coach, the only pitcher coming back from that rotation that had a pitch time last season was Hunter Madison. So there's some pretty big differences coming into this season. How would you say this starting rotation of this season differs from that of last season?
Yeah, I mean, I think just from experience maybe a little bit. Obviously, with Hunter being the only one that has consistently started an entire season or most of a season. That's the difference. I think we're much higher end in terms of stuff. We're still looking at 5 guys for those 3 spots, at least for the weekend, with Connor and Litchfield and Pattison and Vespi and Will Saxton. Those 5 guys are still battling it out, but I think we feel comfortable with all of them. But again, I think just from a pure stuff-wise, now Colton was different because he had really good stuff, but he had this experience that was able to be a Friday night guy. That's probably the one thing that we just don't have, but it's something that we're going to gain over the first 6 weeks of the season before we get into conference. And the one thing is they're all older guys. None of them are young guys. I mean, Will has the experience that's pitched in Division I. Connor's pitched in Division I. Obviously, Litchfield has been a huge part of our team the last few years. Just hasn't done it from a starting role, but obviously Hunter did what he did last year, and then Ben pitched a lot last year as a freshman. So, we have experience. We just haven't had a guy that's been the Friday night guy before. But most of the time, most Friday night guys don't come back. Those guys are getting drafted and aren't here. So, I think that's every team's kind of thing. But last year we did have it with Cole. So, but it'll be good. I feel comfortable with the rotation and excited about it and what we can do.
Made the championship game last year, got a pretty decent core coming back, but the other coaches picked you to finish 5th.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I think our league is just really tough. I think when you look at everyone in our league, everyone's getting a good core back. And so, I think when you look at it, I think 2nd through 5th or 3rd through 5th was like 2 or 3 points in terms of that. So I think there's probably people that had us at 2nd, there's probably people that had us at 5th. So I think it was just a mix. But when you look at all of our teams in our league is such a grind that anyone. I feel like anyone can win it. Anyone can come. I think what was it, 2 years ago, or maybe even last year? I can't remember. But there was like 2nd to 6th was like a game and a half difference at the end of the year, and I think that's the way it's always going to be. Wichita's got a good group back. Cincinnati's got a good offensive group back. ECU obviously has a good group back. Tulane has a good mix of guys back. So I just think everybody's in the same boat. So I think that it's going to be probably jumbled. Every game is going to be important, and we got to take advantage of that.
What do you expect to be
motivating to the guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime somebody tells you they don't think you're going to be very good, that's always a motivation. So, but again, we got to find motivation in a lot of different ways. But we also got to be self-motivated to know that we want to win the championship, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says. It's about what we want and what we're trying to do. So I think that it adds to motivation, but that better not be the motivation.
What do you expect to be the strengths of this year's team?
Yeah, I mean, I think one, I think obviously offensively, we went from 650 career at-bats on opening day last year to 3,800 career at-bats on opening day this year. So I think just the experience of our offense, the depth of our offense. I mean, we need guys to step up to kind of replace Rathbone and Crouch's production. But when you sit here in this interview a year ago, I mean, Crouch had hit like $190 the year before. I mean, Rathbone, it was a COVID year, but Rathbone had a great start to the season, but we weren't expecting the production that they had either, you know what I mean? So guys like Jeffrey and Freeland and Jostin and McCabe and Romano, like those guys just got to step up. But again, when you start looking at the bottom of our lineup and what could be down there, older guys that have played, guys that have produced. So I think the depth and the experience is going to hopefully get us off to a better start than we did last year. But overall, I think guys that have just been through the fire, and I think that you can't teach that. You can't teach what it's like to play a season at Division I or play multiple seasons at Division I, and the ebbs and flows and the cat and mouse game between the opposing team of they've watched video on you, they see what your weaknesses are, and they're going to attack those, and then how do you respond to that? You know, so I definitely think that's going to be a huge thing. And I think also the depth last year on the mound. I think we were very good at the top end. We're just very inexperienced and not very deep, and I think we're going to be a lot more experienced, a lot deeper than we were last year. Again, with some of the transfers and just like the guys like Vespi that got experience last year, and I think that's going to help us. And so I just think experience all around is going to be a little bit better. And and I think that we've been through this, especially the down. I feel like the guys obviously weren't very happy with how we played last year, so until the end. And so I think that that kind of motivation is kind of a good learning experience. So I think the guys are going to come out a little bit more intense maybe early in the season.
Looking around the field, do you have a pretty good idea who your lineup's going to be? Are there some battles still?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a couple battles out there. I mean, obviously. It's just kind of where guys play, Obviously, Ben McCabe, first base, catcher, DH, there's options there. Riley Wash, a transfer from Pitt, has done a great job behind the plate, gives us options with that. Nick Romano, obviously, has had a great fall and early winter here. Tom Jostin, obviously, with what he did last year. So giving us options at all those places. Alex Freeland, Michael Brooks, a transfer from Arkansas, has been really good. Obviously, Pena, Ruiz, Trent Taylor, sixth year senior, who's been a great pinch run and defensive replacement, has done some really, really great things offensively and put himself in a spot to be a starter. Lex Bodecker and Cole Russo are two freshmen. Lex Bodecker has been really, really good. Cole Russo has been really good behind the plate at first base, left-handed hitter. So, I mean, there's definitely battles still going on. And just most of it's just trying to figure out where guys can play and the matchups. And I think we'll see a bunch of different lineups the first probably 6-8 games of the season. And then kind of, see where we're at, see how guys handle it, and then kind of go from there.
Could you talk about Michael Brooks, who saw some playing time at third base and fall ball, and back in fall ball, and he was great with the risk of an injury to his arm. Do you have an update on him?
Yeah, I mean, Andrew had surgery on his left shoulder just to tighten it up. Just obviously popping it out a couple times in the winter and then in the summer and then the fall. So he will be back. I don't really have a timeline. He is obviously it's his non-throwing shoulder, which obviously helps. But I would assume by middle of the season or conference part he's back and healthy. So we'll kind of see.
What about the rest of your team, health-wise?
Yeah, it's been we had a rough fall with injuries. But, we're a lot healthier than we were then. We have lost a couple guys. Chris Osnowski, who's a freshman who started off really hot for us, went down with an elbow injury. He'll be out for the year. Zach Bennett is going to be the big one that we lost that is going to be tough, but he's out for the year. So that one was really had high expectations for, possible setup guy, possible closer, but that's part of the game. I mean, there's injuries every year, and so from a health-wise, otherwise, I think we're fairly good right now. We're a lot healthier than we were in the fall. Guys coming back and a lot of arms. We just kind of nothing major, but just stuff that we just didn't want to push guys too much, and they all seem healthy now. And so just kind of excited to see Nolan Lepkowski is the other one that will be back at some point. I just don't know when, but won't be available at least through the non-conference start. But he could be back later this year. But I feel like the core that we have and guys that are really starting to grow up, some of the younger arms and whatnot, like, it's part of it. Like, it's part of sport and part of a season, and you just got to be able to overcome it and next guy up. And that's why we stress development so much and making sure that no matter where you are on the depth chart, we want to get you better, because you just never know when your time's going to come. And again, Nick Vieira threw, 4 innings the first half of the year, threw a bunch the second half, and pitched in the championship game. And so you just don't want to give up on guys because you might need them.
I'm excited for the video board.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you for the donors that helped.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job. I'm appreciative to Terry. Just he's put a lot of money into the field. The new sound system, the new video board, the turf around foul territory. We redid the dugouts. So I mean, it's just been a lot, and the field really looks nice. And they've done a really good job of upgrading a bunch of things, just from a look standpoint, from a cleanliness standpoint, obviously from a fan experience standpoint. So really excited for everyone to be here and kind of enjoy the new sound system and the new video board, which is a huge upgrade and something that we obviously drastically needed. So.
The team also got a nice brand new shiny TikTok account. Have you been interacting with that recently, and how has that kind of been with the team?
Yeah, obviously, you gotta adjust to the times, and just the things that are important, and obviously from a brand building and a fan base, and trying to get not only crowd here but students here and things like that, but also from a recruiting standpoint and the things that the kids like. So we just jumped on it and just kind of been having fun with it. All of our kids obviously are usually big into it. We got some guys that are really popular on it. So it was just something to do for fun, but to build the brand, and I think it's been fun, and it seems like we've been getting a lot of engagement on it. So that's always a positive thing. So I'm happy about it.
What's something that you would like to see either maintain or tweak from this team between now and opening night?
Well, I mean, I just think we got to continue to get better. I don't really think there's anything, one specific thing that we're really deficient at right now, or something in practice that I've been like, man, we better fix that before the season starts. So I think it's just going to come with the game experience and figuring out how to handle that process and how to handle the ups and downs of that, and being able to, just adjust day to day, and not only from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, and from a recovery standpoint, like just how do these guys show up every single day and compete. I mean, I think that for me, something that we've talked about a lot was just showing up every day, and doesn't matter who we play, doesn't matter what's on the line, but showing up every day and feeling like we're playing our best baseball. And so I think if we can do that, we got the talent and ability to be really good, and we got to be better at it than we were last year. So, but can't figure that out until we actually get to the games, So from other standpoints, I think we're good. I like where we're at, and we're excited, ready to go.
What are some of the areas that you've been focusing on in practice?
I mean, everything. I mean, there's not one thing that we haven't been, but I mean, every single day we're hammering it from all different angles, from an offensive standpoint, a defensive standpoint, just worrying about getting better. And so, I mean, I don't think there's one thing from a totality standpoint that we've stressed in practice, other than just getting better at everything and being the best team that we possibly can be come next Friday.